Luka Doncic made his debut with the Lakers earlier this week, and there's a divided conversation on just how good this Lakers team can be with Luka and how deep of a playoff run they can make. So, Steve, with this new addition of Luka Doncic, how far can the Luka and LeBron duo take LA?
Cam, honestly, I'm a little worried, man. It's listen, I want to make sure everyone is prefaced with this. I agree that Luka Doncic and LeBron James is a scary duo together. The offensive efficiency that's about to come out of this team is going to be crazy. But that's the key, is it's the offensive efficiency, right? So Anthony Davis, by large, was their best defensive player. He's coming off a year last year where we said he kind of returned to the old AD. He finished top 5 in Defensive Player of the Year voting, and he was all NBA first team defense, right? So the Lakers gave up their best defensive piece, an elite two-way player in this league, and brought in a Luka Doncic, who there's concerns with his conditioning. And there's already been a lot of talk in the past of he's just not that good at defense, right? So where do the Lakers currently fall defensively within the NBA? They're 13th in scoring defense. They're 17th in field goal defense. They're 8th in three-point defense. So perimeter defense gets a little bit better, but they're 22nd in defensive rebounding, and they're 23rd in defending points in the paint. So when you're adding a Luka Doncic and giving up an Anthony Davis, yep, the post-LeBron era is solidified with their superstar. But once again, you're relying on a Jackson Hayes who is averaging 5 points, 6 rebounds, and maybe 1 assist, and now a free agent signing of Alex Len, who over the course of his career has not had much success either. So I just struggle to wonder when you get deeper in the playoffs. I struggle with the idea that they can go against the Denver Nuggets of the West. They can go against the as much as you and me might not think he's that formidable of a center, the Rudy Goberts and the Timberwolves of the West, the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? Teams where their defense is crazy and their offense is also just as crazy. It just concerns me with, so the answer to the question for me is I don't know. I think they can go as deep as LeBron and Luka are going to carry them, but defensively, at what cost did they give up?
Here was what I think about just having those two in the same team that I think will overcompensate for the defense. So if you were to take a draft of all the players in the league right now, if you were to draft this for the postseason, like who do you want on your team for the playoffs? Luka and LeBron are 2 of the first 5 people off the board. And another thing that made the Lakers, what set them apart in seasons past, was that they were one of, if not the only team in the NBA that had 2 top 10 players in the league on it.
Okay.
That's still the case. Like, there are still a lot of players. LeBron is still better than a lot of players right now who could be making the argument. I think he's still a 8, 9, at least 10, top 10 player in the league. And you had mentioned about the conditioning, and the Mavericks had said that was a big part of it, and we said about the defense. Luka in the finals last year, playing almost 40 minutes a game, averaged 29, 9, and 6. LeBron last year in the first round against Denver, who is now going to be 40 plus, 28, 9, and 7 in over 40 minutes a game. Luka gets to learn at the feet of LeBron in terms of taking care of his body and what needs to be done in the postseason with LA and the Lakers. So LeBron has obviously been the guy and the system and the person with the ball for his whole career in the postseason, in that playoff LeBron mode, the switch, that's always been him. And when Luka came in and started busting the Clippers, we were like, whoa, that's the first time we've seen someone or something that has played like LeBron in that sort of sense. So if LeBron, who has been getting better playing off the ball since he has been, a different style of player in his Lakers era, he can tell Luka, okay, this is the situation we're in. If I were you, or if this were still me, I'd be looking for this. I would attack this player and find this player open. You're going to get to this cut. And then with LeBron guiding Luka, plus Luka already knowing some of that stuff from being him, LeBron can then fill in the gap with his insane IQ and Luka's. LeBron can fill in the gaps for, well, if Luka's going to be me, I can be who I wanted to have on my team when I was in the Luka role. Luka is, if he is driving into the paint or pulling up for mid-range and pulling in that defense, you're going to have LeBron then to pass out to with space and room to operate. He then gets to use his IQ and do the same thing Luka did, but without the, you know, the same kind of defensive pressure. And Steve, another part of this that you and I were skeptical of, I mean, not with LeBron and Luka, but with the Lakers, was JJ Redick and how he was going to do with this team. And we were very skeptical on if he were going to have the coaching experience and know-how to have a successful postseason run and have a successful coaching career with this type of team and environment, you know, getting into the LeBron James business and all that. We know Luka and JJ played together in Dallas. They had a great relationship. We know LeBron and JJ already have a great established relationship. So JJ playing with both of those guys and knowing what they can do best and knowing what their skill sets are, already having this Lakers team in a better position than you thought in the beginning of the season, you can say, guys, you have two of the greatest offensive minds out there. They're going to get you open shots. They're going to get you easy looks. They're going to take away that defensive pressure. Let them cook, and they can help you cook. So, Steve, I just think with how powerful and potent the LeBron and Luka basketball aura is, I just think that the defense will figure itself out once they get more time together. And, you know, it's not like you are going to have these crazy defensive matchups every night. I mean, depending how the seeding falls, Lakers are fourth in the West right now. So they can avoid a lot of those teams that they would need to exert more defensive pressure until deeper in the playoffs when they can, you know, kind of have more rest and more gel and more time. So, like I said, I just think they're going to be too good to stop.
I agree with a lot of the points that you made. I guess we'll see, because my fear is you get into the deeper part of the conference playoffs, right? And you get into like the semifinals or the conference finals, and you're playing a potential Wolves, potential Nuggets team where they can score just as many points as you're going to score, even with a Luka and LeBron matchup. And it's going to come down to how hard does Luka want to work. With LeBron aging, these deep playoff runs, how much are you going to continually expect from a 40-year-old LeBron if you start getting into 6 and 7 game series early in the playoffs, right? So how much is Luka going to take serious the potential of what they could do together? I agree that they are contenders, but I have a lot of concerns as far as seeing if they can find a way to make that system gel a little bit more defensively.
Just looking at the West and if they can make the finals, obviously Denver with Jokic, being the Lakers' kryptonite is always going to be a problem. OKC, the argument of they're young is eventually going to get stale.
Yes.
Now, regardless of their age, I think because there are so many young guys, they're going to get not starstruck, but like their vision and the way they're going to run the offense, they're not going to be able to guard everything all the time with the way they can break down the defense.
That one's a coin toss for me. That one's a coin toss for me.
Like if I had to pick, like if you gun to my head who you pick in that series, I'm picking the Lakers. Now, whether that's in 6 or 7, but I'm picking the Lakers.
Okay.
Like I said, Denver's a toss-up. I don't believe in Memphis yet, just because I just don't think they're cut out for it.
Same
and in terms of like in the West, that's it. Like I think it's OKC, Denver, and now the Lakers. And I don't think anyone else is truly in contention.
Listen to the sound. I listen to the sound.